Good evening and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting for Monday, April 12th, 2021 at 6:30 PM. Would you please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, that was my last official act as chair.
I'd like to make a motion for the board reorganization. I'm going to do all three at the same time. I would like to nominate Mr. Sheedy as chair, myself as vice chair, and Carol Julius as clerk.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? This is how we do it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Mr. Chairman.
You're out of here.
Nope, you need me tonight. Have you looked at the agenda?
Okay, anyone here for open forum? Police department? Oh, town clerk? Okay. Town clerk's gonna give us some important information.
Good evening. I just wanted to let everyone know, we had our annual town election on Saturday, April 10th. It went well. We had a beautiful day. We had 1,071 voters in total, which is about 10% of our total voters. I want to congratulate all of the candidates who won their seats, and I also wanted to just give a shout out. I want to thank my staff, Michelle Dahl and Katie Kavanaugh, and all the workers that do come just about every election. You see a lot of the same faces. They all do a great job. School department, they help set up and take down. The police department, we have an officer there to help out, and they're always on call if we have any other further issues. And I just want to thank everyone and say we had a great day and congratulate everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, I'd like to congratulate everyone also, and also for the individuals that did not win theirs. Please check the East Bridgewater website for vacancies we have on boards and see if you can help us that way by joining a board. Thank you.
Yeah, same. I just reiterate Dave's words. It was a nice day. It was a good turnout, really, honestly, for what we expected, I think. Congratulations to Carol and the rest of the winners, as well as thank you for the past services from the people that weren't so successful, I guess, but certainly gave it their all and did what they had to do while they were here at the office in the town hall. Thank you.
I think for anybody to run, to put yourself out there, it's a risky thing to do, and it takes some courage. So I, appreciate everybody that ran and thank them for doing that, and congratulations to the winners. And move on. So.
Thank you. And thank you. So, Chief?
Good evening, thanks for
Gentlemen.
having us. This thing was started a couple months ago. Mike was doing some research, so I'll let him talk about who he was approached by for this event.
Just to touch bases, something the chief and I have been talking about, since he became chief and I became deputy chief, was bringing a canine to our community. All our surrounding communities have canines, and it's a great asset to the police department. I mean, just in deterring criminal activity, it's a great community thing. And when the canine's trained, right now, if we need a canine, we're at the mercy of calling in, mutual aid or, the sheriff's department or somebody for a canine. And the benefit of having your own canine is that they train within the town. They know your offices, they know your schools, they know your town halls, they know your buildings. You're calling an out-of-town officer, he's not familiar with your community, your offices, et cetera. So it's a great asset. So we just started looking into it a little bit. I started doing a little research a few months ago, touched base with some of the gurus in the area. Chief Del Monte in Bridgewater, he was a canine handler. They just added their second canine. And so, I talked to him. This the Mass DOC's been phenomenal. Going back in the days when the chief and I run the web task force, whenever we needed canines, which they, provide us all different types of canines, the area canines, including the Mass DOC, would send out whatever we need, from, labs and shepherds, whatever, depending on what type of specialty we had. So looking at that, we're looking at the costs, and unfortunately, most departments don't have the budget to do a canine, so I started looking into some grant opportunities, and there are some, the Hearst Foundation, and there's some other ones in the area, so it was just more, like I said, a fact-finding mission research, and then, we kind of put it on the back burner a little bit, then, ironically enough, last week, the chief and I received a phone call from a town businessman, a town resident, Mike Payton, who's very involved with a nonprofit foundation, the Hometown Foundation out of Connecticut, with another local gentleman, Mr. Dan DeSantis from Norwell. He owns McLaren Boston, but they've been really involved with Special Olympics, nonprofit, and the Hometown Foundation. So the Hometown Foundation, they have several different things they do, but one of the things they do is they provide canines to, any municipality that's, looking for a canine. That they've done about 20 canines to the area, mostly Connecticut, some Mass, Maine, all over, and I do have some packets that I handed out to the selectmen area, but if anyone wanted to look into it, it's the Hometown Foundation, and what they did is they approached us, and they're offering 2 dogs. McLaren, they have McLaren Boston, they have a location in Norwell, and Mike Payton, who's, lives in town, he's involved with this, he owns Yankee Sprinkler, they're both a part of it. They offered those 2 who are very involved, departments that may be looking for a canine. Mike Payton gave us a call last week, and we were ecstatic. I mean, it was a phone call. I just got goosebumps again about it, because it's a great opportunity. The average cost to get a canine into a community is approximately $25,000. To get a dog alone, it's about $10,000, and the over and above training's probably another $12,000 to $15,000. So Hometown Foundation, they're offering us a canine, and as a part of that, they offer a canine, they offer a bulletproof vest, a Garmin GPS collar. We get the naming rights of the canine, travel and transportation of the canine handler. How it works is we select, what we did is, once we found that out, we put it right out to our department, and this is another thing for morale as well. We got a great feedback from great officers in our department that would like to be a canine handler. So what we'll do is we'd like to have a selection process involved with some of the, like I said, the local canine gurus in the area that are great assets to us as well, and we're gonna, go through the process of picking out a handler and go through that if this all pans out. But we pretty much have the dog. Now the ball's in our court. In addition to some of the, they provide the dog, like I said, but the training and everything over and above, we've also got, through Mike and some other business people and people within town, residents and business owners, we've already been approached since last week, and several thousands of dollars are willing to be donated. In addition to your cruiser, you need a new insert for the canine, so there's costs involved for that. We're getting an outpouring of support with this, and people that want to step up to donate. So in addition to that, we're looking to do like a small fundraiser with some of these people, and we feel as though the cost to us would just be over and above, once we acquire a canine, it would be the annual costs, which are broken down, and it's pretty minimal. Once the big cost is getting the dog, training the dog, and then, the equipment. The annual cost is very minimal, so we're pretty excited about it. This is a great opportunity, and like I said, unfortunately, most departments can't start a new canine program unless it's, funded through donations or foundations, and we were fortunate enough to be approached and offered a canine.
A couple of officers approached us probably 2 years ago, wanting to be canine officers, but we didn't have the funds to do it. This was just a huge surprise for us.
It's always a budgetary issue, so, I mean, it's a win-win all around. I mean, with the community and everything, whether it's doing the community events, just to bring the community closer when we can interact more with the community. It's just a great asset over and all and above, and to have donations upwards of $25,000 to get this up and running and going, we're pretty excited about it. So, like I said, I provided a packet to all of you. You can take a look at the Hometown Foundation. This is something that would move pretty quick. How it works is the dogs pretty much are waiting for, you go down to a kennel, you go with whoever is selected as the handler and the trainer. They provide the cost of that transportation. You go down, you look at the different types of dogs. And one thing with the canine, you gotta make sure they're compatible. So the trainers, they know that right off the bat, if it's gonna be a good canine or not. And sometimes what happens is you do get a canine, and this is some of the research I've done, and they could be into the training 4 to 8 weeks, and the dog just isn't compatible, isn't fit for a canine. This is full guarantee. The dog doesn't work out, something's wrong with the dog, they replace the dog. So they pretty much back you the whole time. In addition to that, they provide annual training with canines across the country. They pay for that transportation for their canines to come down to Connecticut and do some continuing ed credits, 16 hours a year to get additional training. So your basic dogs, you're provided as a basic patrol dog, and then you just add to the specialization that you would like to add, whether it's be drug detection, explosives, or et cetera. More than likely, we would, focus on the basic patrol search. You get a lost, Alzheimer's patient or a young child, that's the basic functions, and then we would look at the next step of their specialty, more than likely based on, what would be the drug dog or some sort of, specialty, but that would be determined later on the progress of the dog initially, so.
How long is the training for the handler and the dog?
16 weeks. So how it works is every dog, every canine that you get is between 1 year and 2 years old. So when you go down there, you're not getting a puppy. They have the puppies now that they are from their early stages. And the breeders, these breeders, that's what they do. They train the canines. So for the first upwards of a year, the handlers down there, they're training these dogs for the basic bite, the bite commands. They got to make sure they're environmental in regards to compatibility, environmental safe. They go into public buildings to make sure that the certain floors. There's a lot involved with it. They call it the environmental side. So they have the dog for the first year, and then the dog you pick up is usually within 1 to 2 years old. The average canine lifespan is 6 to 18 years that they're a working dog. 6 to 8 years. I apologize.
Wow, that's
I said 18.
That
was a slip.
The 18.
That was a slip. 6 to 8.
Bionic dogs? Or?
No, that was a slip. 6 to 8 years there is the average. And a lot of these foundations, once you have one of their dogs, they replace them years later. So it's a good thing to get involved with. Mm-hmm. There are some other foundations, the Hearst Foundation through Boston PD I was looking at. If you get their dog, you have to go through them. West Bridgewater, they did get their dog through the Hearst Foundation. All the other dogs in this area have come from breeders or Mass Vesta dog, which is really big in this area. Once they heard we're looking for a canine as well, they're looking to get involved, whether it be equipment or anything else we might need for the canine. So it's all coming together pretty quick. We've worked on it diligently since last week to try and put it together. So that's why we're here, pretty much.
Huge town support from all the business owners.
Yeah.
It's been great.
What a great idea, and kudos to you guys for just keep on following it through. And you're right, years ago, we were talking K-9 and where we getting the money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's great now.
Well, it's exciting, yeah. It would be the first canine for East Bridgewater, so
Yeah.
it would be a pretty exciting
We've seen
thing.
the sheriffs come in down at the center.
Yep.
The COA has run functions down there and brought in the K-9, so.
They're phenomenal. And the training is a 16-week training, so the dog comes back with the trainer, and they, Monday through Friday, 16 weeks, and it's just about every dog in this area, except for, like I said, the one in West Bridgewater, it's trained. This is the Plymouth County dogs, all the Southeastern Mass dogs, the Bridgewater dogs, they're all trained through the DOC canine handlers, Sergeant Mark O'Reilly, who's like the guru in the area.
Right down in
So-
Bridgewater, so
And
it's,
so the training's right in Bridgewater, Monday through Friday.
Where are they housed? Like, where does the dog stay?
The dog is owned by the handler, and that's the thing, when you select a dog, it's just as important to select the right handler.
Right.
It's a big commitment.
Right.
What part of the process is, and some of this is contractual, and it's actually law, that certain things that the handler has to be provided with. So you get pretty much set up with a kennel and a pad at your house. The
Food.
dog is yours, and then when the dog does retire, technically, usually it stays with the handler and their family is usually the
and
process.
during its career, we'll pay for food, we'll pay medical.
Right.
We put the pen in.
Yep.
He'll have a take-home car,
Okay.
and he'll be on call
Right,
24/7.
right.
It's a big commitment for the handler, too.
It's a huge
it
commitment,
is.
so it's selecting, we're fortunate enough for, our size department, We put it just to patrol, we didn't put it to, any supervisor or anything, and we had five officers that are very anxious. So we're pretty much now, we'll go through a selection process with some of the canine gurus in here and to make sure we get the right fit for the dog as well.
Because they need to know the responsibility of being the handler.
It's huge.
Yeah. Great.
So all five of them have come in one by one and asked me a little bit more about it and what's involved, and, I put them in touch with some of the canine guys in the area to speak with them a little bit, ask some questions too, so.
Beautiful.
Between the next couple of weeks, between an informational session for the 5 potential, candidates and we'll be able to give a little bit more information of what's involved with them and where we're at with it.
Great.
More than likely, within a week or two, probably the week after next, we're gonna take a ride down to Connecticut and just take a look at the kennels and the breeders and make sure it's somebody we want to be in a relationship with as well.
Great. Well, fantastic job.
I feel like a little kid on Christmas morning. We're getting a puppy,
We feel the same way.
right? Like,
Yeah, we're excited.
It's a great asset, it really is. I mean,
A huge tool. And again, it's thankful to the business owners in town.
for thinking of us.
Good.
Fantastic. Peter?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want to break protocol, so
go
I'm going
ahead.
to go before the town, okay. And now comes the town administrator. Mr. Chairman, the chief and deputy were good enough to talk to me about this last week, and I wish I had thought of the questions then that I just thought of right now, okay? If the, board certainly seems, very willing and anxious to accommodate this new addition to the PD, but I sit here and I think about protocols and procedures. Specifically, do we have a receiving account for the fundraising donations that you're talking about? A simple vote of a Board of Selectmen can create a gift account, and maybe even have to vote to accept the dog as a gift to the town. Little things, but insurers and lawyers and things like that, when the time comes, I want to check those things. So I'm sorry for springing this on you, gentlemen, but as I say, it just came to me just now. Let's work through, the logistics
Yep.
of that, in the next couple of weeks.
I could
Pretty,
definitely look
pretty simple stuff, but let's set a good legal foundation for the
I
whole.
know I do have some stuff about, how other towns have done it.
Oh, that's
So-
great.
So we can follow up with that as well.
Love that. That's
Because
good.
the majority of your canines, like I said, most communities can't afford it, so
Yeah.
majority of your canines come through donations and nonprofits in the community, so,
Okay, so I'll be glad to see those other templates.
great.
That'll be a big help to us.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And my apologies to a couple of 100,000 people that are watching tonight. Our new interim town assistant is Jim Purcell, who has a history of coming to town, straightening them out, and then just leaving them in the low. So we're looking forward to Jim being here for the next 3, 4, 5 months, unless we can keep him longer based on him. So welcome aboard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else?
No, I keep thinking about how excited Molly Coyne must be, because she's done so much work with the Mass Vesta Dog and those fundraisers, so I think this is will be such a great thing for her and her family now, for us to have a dog right here.
And Molly actually works very closely with Mark O'Reilly, the trainer from the DOC, so he actually, I think, had mentioned to her that we were, looking into a dog in East Bridgewater, and Molly was like, really? I know she got excited about
Yeah,
it, so.
it's excellent.
So it's a great thing all around,
Yeah.
it really is.
Good.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Keep us
Thank you all for your
posted.
time.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for open forum? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, tonight's action items.
Yes, with your permission, Mr. Chairman, we have some additional action items relative to the Arts Council, and with your permission, I'd like to take those first so that
Uh,
our guest can
Absolutely.
go on with her
Before
evening.
you start, I just want to thank Nicole Kelleher for coming to our rescue, taking this and running with it right away. And we have some very good new members that have requested to come on, so keep up the great work. We appreciate it.
As a point of order, do we need to accept the resignations of the current members first before we approve the new ones?
No, because it's unlimited. number of members on the,
It's only 9.
Okay, all right, so it's only 9, so we're good.
Right.
They haven't sent the resignations yet.
No, we have them, but they're further down on the agenda, so I just wanted to make sure we didn't need to do that first, but if we don't, then I would make a motion to approve the appointment of Orson Kingsley to the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Erin Deerzak, I hope I got that one, to the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Jonathan Babcock to the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Hillary Lovell to the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021 through June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? I just want to say, I've read the letter of interest for these 4 individuals, and they're going to be adding an awful lot of different steps to this council, and it's going to be fantastic. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Might as well go to the last.
I was going to say, I'll just do the number 5 on the additional action items. I make a motion to approve a signage request from resident Susan Wolf to decorate the town gazebo for Children's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Second.
Any discussion? Rebecca, do we know the dates? Is this for April, or is it for May, or?
The month of May is Children's Mental Health Awareness Month. I spoke to her today, and she said she would like the display to be up for a month, but if it's up for 2 to 3 weeks, then she would be okay with that too. I had spoken to Carol, and she had just mentioned, possible Memorial Day ceremonies. So I was thinking maybe it's up to you all, but maybe, 3 weeks, having them taken down by the 3rd week in May, which I think is the 21st? The 21st?
Okay, just,
That would be up for 3 full weeks.
just add that to your motion to, from May 1st to May 21st.
Mr. Chairman, I amend the motion and approve the signage request from resident Susan Wolf to put up the signs from May 1st through May 21st.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Now we'll move on to our, back to the beginning.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve but not release minutes of the March 8th, 2021, 6:45 PM Board of Selectmen's Executive Session Meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve but not release the minutes of the March 16th, 2021, 4:30 PM Board of Selectmen's Executive Session Meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 23rd, 2021, 4:30 PM Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 31st, 2021, 4:30 PM Board of Selectmen's
You
meeting.
missed one.
Oh, did I miss the executive?
Yeah.
March 23rd, 2021, 4:40 PM Board of Selectmen's executive session meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 31st, 2021, 4:30 PM Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve but not release the minutes of the March 31st, 2021, 4:40 PM Board of Selectmen's executive session meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close the special and annual town meeting warrant.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve to sign and award the bonds as written. The selectmen have read the bond, therefore we waive the reading of the vote in its entirety.
Second.
Discussion. Melissa, would you like to talk about the process that we had? Never mind. Mr. Purcell, would you like to comment on this? No, okay.
I wasn't.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I love putting people on the spot.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to authorize interim town administrator James Purcell to approve bills and payroll documents to be placed on the applicable warrant for payment.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell as municipal hearing officer effective April 12th, 2021 through June 30th, 2021.
I wonder if we could amend that to September 1st.
I make a motion to approve James Purcell as municipal hearing officer effective April 12th, 2021 through September 3rd, I think was the date, right? in the
Yeah.
contract? 2021.
The next one, Carol, is just the first part, because I had separated it into two
Yep,
items.
I-
Okay,
yep.
all right.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell as personnel director with no designated term.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell as dog hearing officer, no designated term.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
That new pup, Mr. Chairman, that the police department is getting, better watch its step now.
Can we make an amendment to that? He has nothing to do with our canine dog.
I don't know. I'm probably gonna try to name
He's
it.
already started. He wants to breed it down there in Mendon.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell to the State Ethics Commission Committee, no designated term.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell to the East Bridgewater Library Needs Committee, no designated term.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell to the Capital Planning Committee, no designated term.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion to appoint interim town administrator James Purcell to the Personnel Board, no designated term.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're gonna skip over the Finance Committee because that's not an appointment, he's just advisory.
Correct.
I make a motion to appoint Nancy Hill to the Old Colony Elder Services effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the resignation of David Cronin from the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021.
Second.
Discussion? I'd just like to thank David for his years of service on the Arts Council. All those in favor?
I make a motion to approve the resignation of Amanda Palmer Smith from the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021.
Second.
Again, I'd like to thank Amanda for her time on the Arts Council also. All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the resignation of Mara Ware from the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021.
Second.
Again, thank you, Mara, for her time on the Arts Council. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to approve the resignation of Madeline Uzo from the Arts Council effective April 12th, 2021.
Second.
And thank you, Madeline, for her time. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion to approve the application change of DBA for common victualler all alcoholic beverages from the T. Sictor Corporation doing business 7-Eleven to the T. Sictor Corporation doing business as T Square Food Shop, 52 Bedford Street.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're gonna pass over number 24. Is pending the plumbing code inspector. I make a motion to approve temporary outdoor table service for the Commercial Club of East Bridgewater per 248 CMR 10, the plumbing code, a minimum of 2 bathrooms to expire the end of the state of emergency or until the order is rescinded, whichever comes first.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve temporary outdoor table service for Adria pending safer barriers are installed for outdoor seating to expire the end of the state of emergency or until the order is rescinded, whichever comes first.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I make a motion to approve temporary outdoor table service for the Mockingbird pending building and fire inspection prior to occupancy to expire the end of the state of emergency or until the order is rescinded, whichever comes first.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to approve temporary outdoor table service for fiestas, occupancy to expire the end of the state of emergency or until the order is rescinded, whichever comes first. They met their requirements for the building and fire inspection.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to authorize Southeastern Regional School District to apply $47,792 from E ESSER2 grant towards fiscal year 2022 Town of East Bridgewater share of operating expenses and reduce the town's assessment accordingly.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need a drink before I go on to the.
You're doing great. Only 10 more to go?
Peter, did,
I thought you were leaving.
Peter, did you have them like push all these off so that I'd have to do them tonight?
Yeah,
It's been
right.
pending me for 2 months.
Absolutely.
All right. I make a motion to approve the renewal of the following April licenses. Secondhand article licenses. Susan M. Hartman doing business as Hartman House Antiques. Do we do these in a group?
Yes.
Or do you approve them
Yes.
individually? Okay.
Group.
Lorraine Parker doing business as Mrs. Swift's and More Antiques and Gifts. Benjamin Ellis doing business as Land of Electronics. And Wayne Chapini doing business as CNC Antiques.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. For junk dealers' licenses to sell gold, silver, etc. Benjamin Ellis doing business as Land of Electronics. Michael H. Jewelers. Wayne Chapini doing business as CNC Antiques.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the request from Corin Ziegler of East Bridgewater Community Gardens for the use of the Sachem Rock Farm for a garden kickoff to start beds, distribute compost, and sheet mulch paths. Event will be May 22nd, 2021, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Rain date May 23rd, 2021, and is for plot holders and friends only. Will not be open to the public this year. All participants will bring their own tools and follow COVID-19 social distancing and guidelines.
Second.
I was talking with Corinne the other day and Mr. Reale. They are basically at this point going by the same code we set up for them for last year, unless anything changes. They'll all be there. There are a limited number of people in there at the same time. They'll all wear masks, keep social distance as much as possible, and they do all have their own tools, and they have a good supply of sanitizer down there and gloves, so. We're looking forward. Last year, they donated an awful lot of their crops to our 2 food pantries, and we expect them to do the same this year.
They did. It's a great program.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the request from Corin Ziegler of East Bridgewater Community Gardens for the use of the Sachem Rock Farm for pizza picnics. Events will be June 21st, July 19th, and August 16th, 2021, is for plot holders only. All participants will bring own drinks, slices will be individually boxed, and follow COVID-19 social distancing and guidelines.
Second.
Any discussion? They have an invitation the chair can go to, but you guys can't.
Oh, okay.
These events are 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And
Yep.
June 21st, I believe, is going to be the rabies clinic with the Board of Health, which I believe begins at 4. So I'll just kind of put in the letter that they just have to be out of there by a certain
Okay.
time.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finally, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the request from Corin Ziegler of East Bridgewater Community Gardens for the use of Sachem Rock Farm for a harvest festival to allow the public to walk through gardens and share harvest of organic food. Event will be August 21st, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Rain date August 22nd, 2021. All participants will follow COVID-19 social distancing and guidelines.
Second.
Any discussions?
Fingers crossed that one happens.
Right. All those in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, that is the end of our action items for the evening.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Mr. Purcell, do you have anything, words of wisdom you'd like to pass on to us?
Well, only, Mr. Chairman, as you and I discussed, I believe it was this morning, this is my 5th workday. I've spent the first 3 full days speaking to department heads as a group on an individual basis, making sure that I'm here to support them in their mission, in their missions. That's ongoing. They've received me about as well as I could hope for, Mr. Chairman, because they're intelligent self-starters by and large. I haven't seen an exception yet. So in terms of the day-to-day operations of the town, I don't expect too many surprises. My quest these past days has been trying to catch up with what's becoming a faster-moving train, town meeting, and in being a resource to the Finance Committee and to the Capital Group. I'll be meeting with the Capital Group and the Personnel Board tomorrow night. The finance team members and I have met on an individual basis, in a group basis, and we'll be meeting for the third time tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, trying to reconcile some of the funding issues surrounding town meeting. It's important that we get some word, some guidance to the Finance Committee. They're anxious to start rolling out their votes, Mr. Chairman. But so far, I see no reason why we can't make the annual town meeting on the appointed date with sufficient time to have an organizational consensus to present, to the voters. But that's where my focus is right now, Mr. Chairman. And we've got great help in the front office, too. So.
We certainly do. And again, I want to thank you. You've done a fantastic job. Those that think we don't know, Mr. Purcell was here yesterday for a couple of hours in the afternoon trying to catch up because we just bombarded him with everything his first week here. So hopefully that will relax a little bit as we move along. So we appreciate it.
At some point.
Rebecca?
Just 2 upcoming community events. East Bridgewater's Household Hazardous Waste Day event will be held Saturday, April 17th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Gordon Mitchell School. You can go onto the East Bridgewater DPW website to find what materials they will be collecting. And Saturday, April 24th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the center at Sachem Rock, 355 Plymouth Street, is the Community Shredding and Prescription Drug Take-Back event. Also, they'll be doing needle disposal, oil-based paint, and large battery disposal. In the next 2 upcoming Selectmen's meetings are Monday, April 26th, and Monday, May 10th.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You're welcome.
And thank you for helping Mr. Purcell get settled in here. Board discussions.
I'm glad I'm back.
I'm glad you are too. Yeah.
And that's all I have to say tonight.
Well, just a couple things. One would be, I want to thank Phyllis for working with Nicole to get that Arts Council back in gear. We met here last week, and she took some big steps into helping her get some of the grant stuff that was in the past needed to be worked out, I guess is the easiest and best way to put it. And she did that without hesitation, and I appreciate that. And I think we'll be able to move forward fairly quickly as we go. Second thing is, a couple years ago, as I was on the Board of Health, we were approached by the owners of the old Carver Cotton Gin. They had proposed doing some sort of build-out in that facility. COVID hit, of course. We didn't really hear back from them. We have heard back from them. They are now interested in looking at continuing the process to see if there's some things they can do as far as mixed use over there, and potentially maybe even working with us on our wastewater treatment plant sort. So we're meeting with them tomorrow at 1 o'clock with the building department. So fingers
That's
crossed we
great.
get something done over there,
I
yeah.
thought that might just be off the table after.
Yeah, well, he's back, so.
That's good to hear.
Yep, Sergio.
That's great
So
to hear.
we'll see what he has to say, and I'll certainly report back to you guys as soon as I get the information.
Thank you, Peter, we appreciate it. I'd just like to take a couple of minutes, not that we're out of the woods yet on COVID-19 or anything like that, but the town of East Bridgewater, I think, extended itself far beyond what anyone ever expected of a town. we probably were closed throughout this entire deal, maybe 5 weeks, when we had to shut down because the state made us, or our rates were just too high. But every department, every person that works for the town went over and above anything that we ever thought, considering none of us knew what we were up against. The board worked, all the department heads worked, all the people in the departments worked to make sure that we were the best of the best, and we were. There are still towns out there that are not open. There are towns out there that are still by appointment only. And as I stated when we came in the last time, these are the people that pay everyone in this town. A little bit more to the selectmen would be nice, but whatever. But I just want to congratulate everyone, and just the thanks that we should be given, to all of you people, and for the people in the town that understood what we were up against when we couldn't open, but they came back. We didn't lose receipts, we didn't lose anything. And as we talked when we were trying to get a updated rating a couple of weeks ago, just compare us to any other town down here. And there is no comparison. We are very, very proud to be here. And with that, I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Thanks, everybody.